Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. This is part 6, I believe, of the collection, if I'm keeping up right. Yeah, this is going to be pretty much the end of the collection, and then I'll go into the 3D movies in the next video, and then the video after that is going to be my 4K titles. So yeah, 2 more videos, and then this one, so 3. So nearly done. Hope you're enjoying the series. I really do hope you're enjoying it. It's more of a definitive collection series from me, not just quickly showing you what I've got. So yeah, let's get straight into it without any other, yeah, let's just get on with it. First off, I'm going to try and make it a short video. There is a lot here, but first off, we've got the Taken series. So we've got the first Taken film, then we've got Taken 2, Steelbook as well, and then Taken 3. I do actually have, I don't know where it is, but I do actually have the regular Blu-ray of Taken. I have no idea where it's gone, but yeah, I have the regular Amaray, so that's my watch copy, and then I have the Steelbook sealed. But yeah, Taken's one of my all-time favourite action films. It's up there with Predator. For me, you know, it's not as good as Predator. I'm saying it's in like my top 10 action films along with Predator. That's another one that I definitely know is in my top 10 action films. Yeah, I love it. I love it. And of course they had to go and do more. Did the second one, which I enjoy. I do enjoy it. It has its moments, and I enjoy it. I do not hate it like everyone else. Although the third one, they were pushing it. You know, I'm not surprised they haven't done a fourth one. This didn't really do well. It wasn't the same premise as the first 2 films. They were just going in a different direction, and it didn't need to. So they probably took their hint with this one from people. But yeah, I've got the full trilogy on Steelbook. I watch them all at least once a year. The first one though, I can watch sometimes multiple times a year, because it's really short. So yeah, Liam Neeson being a badass worldwide. Next up, the remake of The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. I have not seen the original, I've only seen this one. I saw this on Film 4 or something, TV, a couple years ago. Picked up the Blu-ray. I've watched it you know, a couple times after that, and really good film, really good. Who directed this? Yeah, Tony Scott. Great movie, really enjoyed it. John Travolta as the villain was fantastic. He was a madman in this. And Denzel Washington, you know, saving the day, being the negotiator. Yeah, great movie, really enjoy it. I think there's artwork inside. Yeah, there is. Yeah, there you go. Some nice artwork. Yeah, really enjoy the movie. I will check out the original one of these days, but for now, the remake's good enough for me. Another comedy. People hate this woman, but I really enjoy her. Tammy. That scene right there was hilarious. It was so funny, so funny. She's a funny person. She really is. Again, the humor is right up my street. So it does a lot more for me than people who don't like that sort of humor. Yeah, I really enjoy it. She takes her gran on like a massive road trip. It's funny. It's a funny movie. It's hilarious when her gran pulls a guy in the bar. Funny. Speaking of funny movies, the Ted movies. Yep, Ted 1, nice little Steelbook, and Ted 2. I wanted the Steelbook for Ted 2, but when it came out, it was like £25 for the Steelbook, and I thought for just a comedy, you know, it's a bit pricey, and there was no 3D or anything, so I thought I'll pass. But I picked up the regular. I love these films. Of course, the first one is hilarious. The Flash Gordon house party was just hilarious. I loved it. The couple next door that they punch through the wall, and he has like a goose, and he starts fighting the goose. It's funny. And then even just the couch scenes when they're sitting doing drugs and drinking, it's funny. It's funny. And again, you need to like that sort of crude humour to enjoy them, but they're hilarious. My mum doesn't like them, but my dad does, so when they come on, me and my dad tend to watch them, so yeah. And then the Comic-Con fight or scene in the second one was so good. Yeah, awesome. We'll go through these quick because everyone has these. These are bog standard in people's collections. Terminator, the remastered disc. Terminator 2, the not remastered disc. Terminator 3, the only release there's been. And Genesis, this awesome looking slipcover, like one of the best slipcovers I've seen. And it's quite rare to get, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, this is the HMV one with a bonus disc. Yeah, the Terminator films. I do not have Salvation, I'm just waiting to get it at a good price. Honestly, I enjoy the first one the most. I have the most fun watching this one. I love the story. I enjoy the first one the most. Plain and simple. I love the police station when he comes to the cops station and just havoc starts. Yeah, the first one's my favourite, and this is the remastered one. I think people were still complaining about that disc. I don't know. The second one, this is the only UK release. All the other Steelbook releases from the UK were this disc. So yeah, I need to import the American one to get the better cut of the film, or the better transfer. Rise of the Machines, I really enjoyed. It's actually still sealed. I haven't watched the Blu-ray, but I've seen it and I enjoy it. It's a good sequel. And Genesis I actually enjoy. Admittedly, I've only seen it once when I got it, but I do enjoy it. And I have not got the 3D yet, so I'll get the 3D, but I love that cover, so I would never get rid of this. But yeah, I'm not like a huge super fan. You know, I never watched the TV show that they did. I never watched the animated stuff that they did. I watch the movies casually. I'm not a super fan into the series, but I love them. They're great movies. I'm sure if I was older, I would love them more. But I'm quite young, so yeah. Next up, kind of the same with this one. You know, I'm really young, but this film didn't really scare me. I think just because of the time of, you know, when I was born, because this is what, 2018, and this, when this came out, it was terrifying. But then to people nowadays, it's not that terrifying. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's certainly disturbing. It's definitely not normal because a guy running about with a chainsaw killing people, but it's not as scary or shocking as it was back then, because, you know, there wasn't a film like this before this probably. But I love it. I love it. Even though it doesn't really scare me, I definitely love it, and it thrills. You know, I really get the it gets the heart pumping anyway. If you turn it up loud. And this is a great release. I don't know who did this. I don't know what company did this, but it doesn't say. I can't find the company. Second Sight Films, that's who did it. Great job. They remastered it, 4K restoration. You got new 7.1 audio, and a buttload of commentaries and extras. I mean, if you look in the back, for instance, you can pause. There's absolute tons. It's a 2-disc set, of course, because of all the content. And disc artwork, which is great. And then the even better thing is you get the... I'll pull both of them out. You get the awesome artwork from the poster. So if you don't like the new one, you can transform it into the original poster. Yeah. I love the film. I love it. You know, I watch it every Halloween. I actually finally just picked it up this year, but I'd seen it many times before. Yeah, love it. I haven't got the sequels. I don't really want them, but I do want to get the Michael Bay release because I did enjoy the film. I have it on DVD, but I just haven't upgraded yet. I will get that at one point. Haven't seen this, can't really comment. Texas Rising, the mini-series from the History Channel. All I know is it takes place right after the Battle of the Alamo, like hours after, so I still need to check it out. But Bill Paxton, Ray Liotta, Brendan Fraser, should be pretty good. I heard it was quite good. So yeah, Texas Rising, look forward to checking that out. Next film, Daniel Day-Lewis, arguably his best film. There Will Be Blood, fantastic, great performance. You have to be in the mood to watch it, but it's when you are in the mood, it's great. It's really, really great. So I'm glad to have it in my collection. I'm proud to say I have it in the collection. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we got The Thing 2-pack. This is the box set edition kind of thing that came out a couple of years ago, and you basically get the original movie and then the prequel. I enjoy the prequel. I do enjoy it. It has its moments. I do watch it before I watch the original. I enjoy it. Some of the effects aren't great, but I do enjoy it overall, so I watch it. So I've got that. And you know, I had to get it. I got the Arrow box set. Not the Steelbook. I'm kind of tired of Steelbooks. I still buy the new releases, but you know, when there's a box set like this, we got a booklet, 2 discs, alternate artwork, a poster, I would rather just get this. So I'm glad I did, because it's a beautiful release. Yeah, I need to get a frame for the poster. I'd love to put the poster up. But yeah, phenomenal. One of my favourite sci-fi films for sure, or sci-fi horror. Yeah, and it looks gorgeous from Arrow. Arrow did a great job. Even though it was a hassle getting that from the Arrow site, I finally did after about 2 days of trying. Yeah, love it. This as well is one of my all-time favourites. And I know I've talked a lot about war movies, but this really is one of my favourite war films. The Thin Red Line, definitely my top 20, 25. I don't have an official list, but I know this will be in it. Terrence Malick's masterpiece. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's so much more than just about the war. It's about the people. It's about the people on the island. It's about the land. It's about the nature or the animals living on the island. You know, they take time into showing that, and not just violence. Beautiful locations they filmed in. Beautiful. Great movie. Long movie, it's about 2 hours 50, but it's fantastic. And there was like a 5-hour cut that he did, but they never allowed it to be released. So yeah, I don't think we'll ever get to see that. But if you haven't seen it, check it out. It came out the same year as Saving Private Ryan, so no one really went to go and see this, but nowadays you have to check it out. And it's one of the best looking Blu-rays, I think, in my collection, or ever released actually. It looks beautiful. Not going to spend so long onto it. Marvel, we've got Thor. Most of them I have on 3D, so I haven't really spoke about Marvel that much, but Thor, not a big fan. I didn't really like the second one. This one was just okay. Ragnarok, really enjoyed. It was great, however a bit too much humour in there. I don't know why they're doing that, but they did. But yeah, Thor, I like the character, just the films don't do much for me. On to the second stack. How long are we at? 15 minutes, that's good. Premium collection again. The Time Machine, another one of my favourite sci-fi films. Just great. If you watch the Big Bang Theory episode, or the Big Bang Theory seasons, they actually did an episode dedicated to this movie, with the actual time machine device. I think it's Leonard buys it and it sits in their living room. Classic movie. When was this? 1950? Oh, 1960. Sorry. Whoops. 1960s. Oh, it's just great. Is it Taylor? What's his name? Yeah, Rod Taylor. Just awesome. Just awesome. I don't have much to say about it. Just watch it. It's good. And the Blu-ray looks crisp. It looks fantastic. And it stood up well. It doesn't look dated or cheesy, so yeah. Next up, Val Kilmer, Kurt Russell, Justice, Tombstone. Yeah, great Western. You know me, my Westerns, huge buff. I really enjoy Tombstone. It's not one of my favourites, it's not one of my go-tos either, but when I do watch it, I do really love it. And unfortunately, the Blu-ray is not the director's cut, but yeah, it's still a great movie regardless, and I'm glad to have it on Blu-ray. I'm glad it finally came out. I think this is technically a Disney release, because when I see the Disney sales on like Zavvi and things, this kind of pops up, so maybe it is, maybe it isn't, I don't know. I haven't seen this film, so I can't comment. Total Recall, the remake, haven't seen it, so I can't say anything, but yeah, I love the original, but yeah, I haven't seen the remake. My favourite disaster film of all time, The Towering Inferno. I watched this again 2 weeks ago. Absolutely classic, love it. Again, an ensemble cast, like huge. You got Steve McQueen, Paul Newman, William Holden, Faye Dunaway. You got O.J. Simpson, Robert Vaughn, Robert Wagner. The list goes on. It's phenomenal. A lot of the effects were practical, so it still holds up to this day, being great in terms of the effects and, you know, the actual fire part of it. Yeah, and it looks gorgeous on Blu-ray. They did a great job cleaning it up. If you've not seen it, please check it out. Much better than all the disaster films we get nowadays. My favourite heist film, regardless of Heat. I love Heat, love it, but I enjoy this more. The Town, Ben Affleck, directed and starred in, along with Jeremy Renner and Blake Lively. Love it. Ever since I first saw it, I just fell in love with it. I had the DVD, theatrical cut, upgraded. I finally upgraded to Blu-ray, and I got this edition from the US. I had to import it. And it's got all 3 cuts of the film, tons of extras. It's a nice digibook, and yeah, it's really nice. I'll try and show you some of the pages. There you go. Yeah, that was a really bad showing, but anyway, then you get the second disc. Love it. I love when they dress up as the nuns. I thought that was awesome. Great story. You know, it's your classic robbers. The cops are trying to track them down and catch them, but it's awesome. And when, you know, when the spoilers, when the shootout finally happens, it's pretty awesome. So The Town, and I loved the alternate ending as well. That was pretty good. Next up, more Disney, the Toy Story trilogy. Don't really need to go into these in much detail. We all have them. We all have memories of them. Toy Story, the first one, number 2, number 3. I saw this one in cinemas, pretty awesome. Yeah, I love the Toy Story films. Number 2 is my favourite, and yeah, number 2 is my favourite. I don't know really why, I find myself watching that the most, so yeah, Toy Story. Next up, Black and White. Great film. Masters of Cinema, or sorry, Arrow put this out with Burt Lancaster. The Train. He's part of the French Resistance, and he's trying to sabotage the trains, which are carrying artwork back to Germany. Kind of like the Monuments Men, but it's different. Really great film. Beautiful black and white. They did a great job cleaning it up. I've seen it on TV and it doesn't look near as good. But yeah, great film. Check it out. Not an awful lot happens in the movie, but it's definitely great. So yeah, I recommend it. Try to pick up the pace a little bit. Training Day, awesome. I noticed they did a TV show. Why? I don't get it. Yeah, again, I watched this year as well, and it's for like the 5th time, and it's great. Ethan Hawke, Denzel, Snoop Dogg's in there. Yeah, great movie. Absolutely love it. the final some of the final scenes where they're in that rough neighborhood and they're fighting in the house and things. It's awesome. It's really great. I remember the first time seeing that, and then even the house where they raided, and they killed the guy and they had to come up with a story and things. Spoilers. Awesome, great crime drama thriller. Next up, Jason Statham 2-movie box set pack thing, the Transporter films. This is the first 2 films, not the third one. I've seen the third one, wasn't keen, so I haven't got it, but I love the first 2, especially number 2. Number 2 is fantastic. Yeah, a girl barely wearing anything, shooting big mini Uzi machine guns. Yeah, great movie. Nice little set, nice little 2-pack. I'm pretty sure these are quite old Blu-ray releases. I'm sure they're MPEG 2, not MPEG 4, so they don't look as good, but yeah, they look alright on Blu-ray anyway. So, yeah, Trainspotting, or Transpotting, not Trainspotting. I need to get that in the collection, God. Haven't seen it, can't comment. Troll Hunters with the cool slipcover. I know it's subtitled, so yeah, I'm sure I'll enjoy it. Haven't seen it yet though. Wolfgang Petersen, my favourite film he did, although Das Boot's pretty good, and so is In the Line of Fire. Troy, Brad Pitt, Eric Bana, Orlando Bloom, pure brilliance. Epic Sand and Sandals movie from recent times. Perfect movie. Nothing wrong with this movie in my opinion. I love it. Director's cut is so much better than the theatrical release. It's more gory, there's more extended battle scenes, a couple of sex scenes, and yeah, love it. I've seen it so many times. Me and my dad love watching it. It's one of those movies me and my dad watch, same as Braveheart. John Wayne finally won an Oscar with Glenn Campbell in True Grit. Yeah, love it. I do actually have the Coen Brothers film. It's disc only, so I'll show that maybe in the next video. But True Grit, the original, brilliant, better than the remake, although the remake is good. You can't beat the original though. You can't beat the Duke. Any movie that he's in, you can't beat. So another one I haven't seen, can't comment. Under the Skin, only because Scarlett Johansson's in it that I bought it. Don't know much about it. Again, my last update, The Untouchables. I just saw that Zavi are going to be putting a steelbook out for this, so I may sell this and get the steelbook because I love it. It's in my top 10 crime gangster films. Robert De Niro, he's perfect as Al Capone. I love the opening scene where the camera slowly zooms in on him having a conversation while he's getting shaved. Great movie. Sean Connery, utter badass in there. Yeah, Untouchables. V for Vendetta, steelbook from Zavi. Very glossy and fingerprint magnet. Really good. I've only seen it maybe once or twice, but it's definitely a good film. Natalie Portman, very good. And yeah, iconic really, because the graphic novel was very famous, and also the masks as well. So yeah, very good. Check it out. If you like this, check out Mr. Robot. It's kind of the same kind of thing, slightly. Tom Cruise, probably my favourite Tom Cruise film and favourite Bryan Singer film other than the X-Men films. Valkyrie, so good, so good. It's about a bunch of Germans in the army who are not agreeing with Hitler, and they decide to plot against him and try and take him out. And it's all based on true stories and true events. It really did happen. Great movie. Kind of sad towards the end. There's some things happen, and yeah. Great movie though. Great performances. Great cast as well. There's tons of people in this. Nice slipcover. There's a great documentary on here about the true events, so you can really get a good background on what really happened. Another Western, Vera Cruz, with Burt Lancaster and Gary Cooper. Great to have it on Blu-ray. Definitely looks better than the DVD. The DVD was never brilliant looking. And a decent movie, set in the Mexican Civil War, and they're kind of trying to take sides. Good movie, definitely really, really good. Worth your time to check it out. Yeah, Gary Cooper, really good. I need to get more of his westerns. Second stack, we're getting there, 25 minutes. Vikings, Season 1, Vikings Season 2, and Vikings Season 3. I do not have Season 4 yet, they split it, so I'm going to get the complete Season 4 set. I've only seen the first 2 seasons, so I need to watch Season 3, but it's a great show from the History Channel. It is a drama, it's not a documentary. Kind of similar to Game of Thrones in terms of the violence, the practical effects they use, and yeah, it's really good. There's no fantasy things in it, it's, you know, realism, but yeah, very, very good, very, very good. I love it. And yeah, I think Season 5 is on TV, if not finished, so yeah, I'll have to get that when it comes out. But yeah, so many shows to get, so many shows. Next movie we got is Jonah Hill in War Dogs. I just watched this about 2 weeks ago again, and I love it. I love this film. It's so good. Again, based on true events, selling guns to arm Afghan. Is it Afghan? Yeah, the Afghan military. Yeah. Great movie. I can't believe it was a true story. And Miles Teller? Yeah. I finally watched Whiplash, and he was fantastic in that. So yeah, my favourite is Whiplash, but this is awesome. Jonah Hill's laugh in this movie is hilarious. There's a scene where he's trying to buy drugs, so then he goes to these dealers and they take the money and just tell him to get lost. He goes into the boot of his car and he brings out big massive assault rifles, and of course they all bolt or run away, and his laugh is just hilarious. So good. Such a good film. The War Wagon, another Kirk Douglas Western, but this time with John Wayne. Not one of the John Wayne's best films or memorable films, but it's good. It's a good watch. It's one that I put in if I want to watch one that I've seen less of. So yeah, and it looks good on Blu-ray. I'm glad it's on Blu-ray. I'd be moaning if it wasn't. So yeah, War Wagon. I'm a huge UFC fan, so I really like this. Warrior with Tom Hardy. Yeah, arguably his best film still to this day. Yeah, I don't have much to say about these films. They're all great. Yeah, it's just awesome. And even my dad liked this movie. He doesn't really like UFC, but he likes the boxing, so he kind of enjoyed it. Joel Edgerton as well, he was good. Next up, graphic novel, then turned into a movie, and then motion comics and all that. Watchmen, director's cut, awesome. I've never read the source material, but I've seen the movie and it's awesome. And finally got it on Blu-ray. Nice little set, comes with a couple discs. You got the feature film on Blu-ray, the DVD, and then special features on Blu-ray also. So nice little set. I would like to get the 4K at some point from the US. As usual, have to import it. Next up, a cool little movie with Zac Efron. Not many people know about it. We Are Your Friends. Zac Efron, he's beginning to produce his own tracks, and he's a DJ, and he meets like a big time DJ who helps him, and there's some girl problems, like, you know, relationship problems, and yeah, really good film. Check it out if you like electro, dance music, house music, EDM. If you like that sort of stuff, you'll like this. I definitely do. So, and I like the song "We Are Your Friends." And I can't remember who is it that's in this. Is it Alonso? It's not Tiesto. I think it may be Alonso. He actually stars in the movie. It's a little role. So that's cool. Haven't seen it, can't comment. Welcome to The Punch. James McAvoy. Ridley Scott produced it, I think, so that's why I picked that up. Haven't seen it. Again, one of my all-time favourite war films, We Were Soldiers. Absolute in love with this movie. It's fantastic. Set in Vietnam. It's amazing. It's really, truly amazing. Mel Gibson, he doesn't direct it, but he stars in it, and yeah, violent, brutal. It just shows what the Vietnam War was like. The napalm scenes with the planes are just fantastic. Yeah, it's an intense film because it really, when the action starts, it doesn't really stop until the end. So yeah, you're definitely in for a ride. I can't recommend it enough, and it's on Netflix, so watch it. And then I have the Korean edition. This was on eBay, but it was meant to come with like a slip box and a booklet and art cards, but the seller had it listed just as this, so I picked it up for like £4, just as a nice collector's set. And yeah, just for collecting, because I love the film. And yeah, We Were Soldiers. Next up, German import. This is The White Feather. I had to think because it's in German. The White Feather, very good film. I hadn't seen it until I actually bought it on Blu-ray, and it was really good. Really, really good. I think I'd seen bits on TV actually. But yeah, this is from a company in Germany, and they do some great transfers on classic westerns. They also did The Last Wagon and Battle of Apache Pass, so I'll be picking those up at some point. But yeah, it's a nice little edition, quite nice artwork on the disc. Yeah, looks great on Blu-ray. Check it out, Amazon Germany. The Wild Bunch, classic western, Sam Peckinpah. This and Cross of Iron are definitely my favourites. I need to get Cross of Iron, I don't have it, but yeah, great western. More of a violent western as well. Yeah, some great extras on there as well. Looks great on Blu-ray. You even get some nice artwork on the disc. But yeah, not much to say. Great movie. Check it out. Again, one of my favourite films of the last 10 years. A 3-hour film that goes by in what seems like an hour. Wolf of Wall Street. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. I love it. Yeah, everyone has it. Everyone's seen it. Martin Scorsese. Getting old now, but he still does cracking films. I cannot wait to see The Irishman when it comes out. So, yeah, Wolf of Wall Street. I like the Steelbook. I don't love it. There's some nicer ones out there, but yeah, it's nice. Final stack, we're getting there. We'll try and fly through these. Women in Black, okay horror. Wasn't really scary, but yeah, it was alright. Haven't seen the second one yet though. World War Z, very good film. I remember the opening scene was actually shot in Glasgow. I'm from Scotland, if you don't know, so it was quite cool to see that a blockbuster was actually getting filmed relatively close to where I live. I don't live in Glasgow, but I live near Glasgow, so yeah, World War Z, very good film. Still need to pick up the 3D, but yeah, this is the extended cut as well, so that's pretty cool. Good movie, I enjoy it. Haven't seen it in a while. I might watch this tonight actually. You know what? Stuff it. I might watch it tonight after all these videos I'm doing. Next up, Mickey Rourke. This is, honest to God, this is his perfect role. I absolutely love him in this film. The Wrestler, his best film in my opinion. I haven't seen all of his films probably, but honestly, I love this film. He's so perfect in this. You would really think he's wrestling in real life. You could just see him at WrestleMania. Yeah, great movie. Sad at some parts, very sad at some parts, but you know, it's definitely a good film. Definitely make effort to check it out, even if you're not a wrestling fan. I'm not a wrestling fan anymore. I used to be when I was younger. I'm more of a boxing and UFC fan now, but I still love the wrestler. We can go through these semi-quick, because everyone has them. Everyone has them if they're a superhero fan. The X-Men trilogy, quite a nice set. Jumbo case though, not that great. But first 3 movies, all 2-disc sets. Great extras on them. Bryan Singer really likes these extras, which is great because I do too. X-Men 2 is my favourite out of all the X-Men films. I love X-Men 2. And along with The Town, X-Men 2 has got one of my favourite opening scenes. So, there you go, nice little fact. Then we've got Origins Wolverine, which I saw in cinemas. A flawed movie, definitely. There's some parts where you're like, what are they thinking? Deadpool. But it's okay. It has its moments. It's fun just to turn off your brain and watch with some beer. I enjoy it. I enjoy the memory of going to see it at cinemas when I was younger. X-Men First Class. This is the French steelbook, which came with a big book. Quite a nice steelbook. Good film. Kind of a slow starter, but when it gets into the story, it's really good. Very good film. Very, very good film. I'm loving how these X-Men films keep going, but they're still very, very good, and they're not decreasing every time they do it. Like Transformers. X-Men First Class, again, this is the UK release, so yeah. Days of Future Past, the road cut. I have the Days of Future Past steelbook also in 3D because it's the original release, but this is the one with the road cut in it and even more special features. Really enjoyed Rogue One, Days of Future Past. I really enjoyed this film, and again, they keep coming out, but they're still pretty damn good. So. Next up, another Western. This is great. This is really great. Young Guns. So glad there was a steelbook for this. Where's number 2? It's on DVD, but not Blu-ray. I wish there was number 2 on Blu-ray. It's a good film. But yeah, really like Young Guns. Kiefer Sutherland's in there. What's his name? Emilio Estevez. He was in that hockey movie. I'm sure he was in one of those hockey movies. Yeah, Young Guns, love it. More of a violent Western as well. Zero Dark 30, you will see that I've got about 4 more editions of this. I really should have brought them over, but I never. You'll see in the next video I've got about 4 other editions of this. One of my all-time favourites. I'll talk about it more there. Zodiac, I spoke about this kind of with 7. You know, arguably my favourite Fincher film along with 7. Great release. It's got the letter cover art, and then it's got that as well. Yeah, don't need to say much. Everyone has it or has seen it. Very creepy the first time I saw it. That basement scene with the guy who worked at the cinema or the theatre. So creepy. I always thought he was going to jump out and kill him or take him or whatever, I don't know. My all-time favourite movie, we finally got there. Zulu. Yes, this is my favourite film of all time. One of the ones that got me into older films, into films in general, into collecting. Yes, this awesome masterpiece in my opinion. Michael Caine's first film. Stanley Baker, I believe it's the first film he used his production company with. This is the Play.com steelbook. All the Zulus in the hills. And then I have the UK standard release also. I had this before the steelbook. Yeah, exact same cover. But yeah, I'm not going to go into it. I've spoke about it before. It's awesome. And then I finally got Zulu Dawn, the prequel on Blu-ray, again a US release only, so I finally got it. No European country released it properly, but I got it from the US. Import things, you know, people. They are out there, you just have to search for them. Blu-ray and DVD. And the DVD is region free also, along with the Blu-ray. So, yeah, it's all done. Pretty damn good battle scene at the end. It's pretty massive. Big props to them for doing such a huge battle. Then we're getting into the Bond films. I think we're missing one, are we? Oh no, we're not. We're not. Sorry. You saw I had the Bond set in my Bs. I don't know why these aren't in the Bs. I think it's maybe because it's 007. But we've got Skyfall. This is only the DVD it's in here because the Blu-ray's in the box set. But one of my all-time favourites Bond films. Definitely my top 3 or 4 or 5. Definitely my top 5. That's what I'm trying to say. I love it. I love it. It was such a great villain. Such a great story. Yeah. And then Spectre Steelbook. Took me a couple times to watch it to fully really enjoy it, but I love it now. I really enjoy it. Again, Dave Bautista's in here for a short while. Pretty cool. Good car chase that he had. I loved the opening scene with the Day of the Dead festival. That was pretty cool. Quite a good opening actually. Pretty good. Yeah, kind of a dull steelbook, but anyway. Then we've got 300. This is the digibook from the US also. The complete experience. Love 300. Again, I watch this with my dad every year. Love it. It's awesome. Great digibook. It's got some cool imagery inside. Try and show you a little bit. I think a lot of people have this exact edition, so yeah. And then it's got the couple of adverts and then the J card on the back, and then you get the disc. So yeah. The transfer, I don't know. It's very grainy. I don't know if that was meant to be or if it's just bad film stock. I have no idea. I would assume that's what he wanted it to look like because it was only made in 2008 or something, so yeah. I have the sequel, but it's on 3D. The 21 Jump Street films, I talked about this with Ride Along. I enjoy Ride Along more, but I still love these. When they're on drugs and they're trying to talk to the teacher, so funny. So funny. He says, "Are you on drugs?" "No." Yeah, funny. Good movies. Good movies. Nice little 2-set or 2-pack that I've got. First one. Second one. I enjoy the second one more. Second one's really good. Yeah. And Ice Cube. Ice Cube again is in these. So yeah, 21 Jump Street films. Another modern western that everyone loves. 310 to Yuma, the lovely steelbook from Zavi, with the J card still on it. Yeah, I really want to get the 4K for this because apparently it's great looking. But just a great modern western. We need more of modern westerns that are good. This is so good. Such a surprised movie of how good it was. 13 hours. This was brilliant, like amazing. I was super shocked at how good this actually was. I've watched it maybe 5 or 6 times. I love it. And there is a steelbook. I will get it eventually, I think. There was a 4K from Zavi. I don't think it ever got released, and I don't think you can pre-order it, so I don't know what happened with that. But I hope it comes out. But yeah, 13 hours. Then we got a couple documentaries. This guy's been in the news recently. The Conor McGregor documentary, Notorious. Tonight's actually when I'm filming is actually UFC 223. Of course, you know, the famous scene that he attacked the bus. I'm not going to get into it, but as a fighter, he's amazing. And the documentary was excellent. A really good insight to what he does before a fight and how hard it is. Yeah, it's just a shame that he did that bus thing. Like, I'm not going to get into it, but yeah, great documentary. I just wish it had the all the fights on it, but they didn't. UFC's Best of 2012, self-explanatory, just highlights of the year. Pretty good. I've got a few of these on DVD. That was the only one on Blu-ray for some reason. And finally for this video, Life Stories by David Attenborough. Haven't opened it or watched it yet, but I got it for $4.99, so yeah. Haven't watched it yet, but I look forward to it. I loved Planet Earth. We are done. We are done. That is another part done. I'm almost finished. Yeah. It's currently nearly 10 o'clock at night, so quite early on, so I'll hopefully finish by midnight. But I really hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you haven't seen my previous parts, a link will be in the description for all those. Definitely go and leave a like on those as well as this video. Leave a comment on anything that I talked about, any titles, or any you think I should watch. Although some of them I will have in 4K or 3D, so don't think I don't have some of the other ones. But yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Check out all my social medias, they are down in the description. And stay awesome as usual, and peace out.